Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're playing even more Minecraft. You know, that should really be a video series. Just kidding, it already is. Anyway, in this series I am going to be doing random Minecraft videos that are probably going to be kind of short, kind of weird, but, you know, Minecraft. Anyway, with the creation of this series, I am also going to take down one of these series that are currently in place. I am sorry for, the 3 people that watched any of the Kingdoms and Castles videos, but I am going to stop the series for now because, as you can see, only like 3 or 4 people actually watched them. So they took forever to make, and they didn't really get much feedback. So I'm going to stop doing Kingdoms and Castles for a bit, and I'm starting up this series. So I hope you enjoy, and I am going to, start video 1, which is what you clicked on, which is how to build a boat. Anyway, as you might have seen, I have a bajillion boats in this world. Now, I'm not really here to do a tour, but I'll give a quick tour. There's 2 boats over there. That one's kind of like a boat that rams stuff. So you can see it has a battering ram. That, I don't know what that is. My sister wanted me to build it. This is like a fishing trawler here, and then behind it is kind of like a warship, a small, very small warship. It's not entirely done. Over here we have a small wooden boat. We have this big cruise ship here. This is the first boat I built. Doesn't exactly look like a cruise ship or modern one, but that's pretty good. Over here, it's kind of a wacky, weird boat that I built. This is supposed to be an oil tanker. This was definitely inspired by some sort of movie that I forgot the name of, but yep, this is the oil tanker. This is a cargo ship, definitely inspired by the Edmund Fitzgerald, because it looks like exactly like it, except because it's so big, I haven't finished it. So, I mean, there is a lower deck, but below that there really isn't much. We also have this battleship, Quite Lion battleship. I'll talk about it probably in some other video, but it has this really big flaw, which would make it a really bad battleship, especially because it has 2 cannons, and that's it. We have a way better battleship. It can pretty much ram ships and not have problems. It's got quite a lot of guns, with some side ones as well that can't turn. Now we have this boat. This boat's supposed to be, if there's like a big storm or tsunami or something, it's supposed to really be able to survive. It's got a strong hull. It's definitely strong because it's double plated right here in the middle. And yeah, it's got 2 propellers, or 3 propellers. Most of the ships have 2 propellers. That one has 4, but most of them have 2 propellers and 1 rudder, whereas this has 2 rudders. This is supposed to be some sort of yacht or personal ship, but it came out really ugly looking. It was also the first ship I built in 1.17, because like this world has been through a lot of versions. I believe that the orange cruise ship over there was built in like 1.13. So yeah, it was built in 1.13, but it got some revisions. I fixed it up a bit. Before it looked like what it looks like now, it had a completely black superstructure, and the front wasn't as nice and polished. It was definitely kind of blunt, and the back was also a complete square. It wasn't rounded. I also did some stuff inside too. Now we have a medical ship here, not entirely done. It was built pretty much alongside with this ship. They were basically both built at the same time, but I actually never got around to finishing this boat. It's definitely been through some versions, but It's not completely done yet. As you can see, the under the ship has not been completed. And then finally, we have this boat right here, which was inspired by a model I have. It kind of didn't work out as I would have liked it to, but I still plan to finish it. Now there's that boat over there, which looks very similar to the oil tanker, and that's because it's actually supposed to be a mini version of it. And then the last boat, as you can see here, is another little warship. It's literally just dedicated to ramming other ships. It's got a ram thing here, so we can just completely go into this ship. It's got some spikes here, and then there's this. If it's nighttime, it'll light up that down there. And then we also have the pretty much we steer the ship. There's a switch here that'll turn it on and off, turn that light on and off. We have a bulkhead here. You have to shift to go through it, and then some other stuff over there. Still not entirely finished, as you can see, but I will finish it. I mean, I only started this boat like a couple days ago. But this video is not all about touring all these ships, because I am going to actually be showing you how to build one. And you might be here due to the timestamp I put in the video earlier, because you know I just toured all the ships. I got a little carried away there. So let's start building a new ship. I'm gonna build just a small standard ship. I'm gonna build a small cruise, almost like a cruise ship for now. You can decide what it is. So you're gonna need some ocean, and you're gonna want to build up. I use concrete. You can use pretty much whatever material you want. But to me, concrete is really good looking. So the depth at which this little tower that you make goes down depends on how big the ship is. So you can see smaller ships like this, or smaller boats, have go down less. Like this one, smaller one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks down. The slightly bigger one's kind of like a medium ship, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks down. Now another medium ship here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A big ship here. This one doesn't really count because it's meant to go down far. But this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks down. But I mean, this thing is a monster. It's also, this is the biggest ship we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that goes 8 blocks down. Another small one. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pretty much get it. Another big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think you get it. Bigger ships go down farther. So I'm going to be building a small ship for now because I don't have all the time in the world. So it's going to go down 4 blocks. I would say 4 is definitely the minimum, because 3 blocks down is pretty much going to make it really cramped for building any decoration that is, you know, in the ship's below half. So I'm gonna build it 4 blocks down for now. So now you want to make how your ship's gonna be shaped. I'm just gonna make it like this for now, and then maybe expand it like that a little bit. Here we go. Alright, so I'm pretty much wrapping up the back of it here. This is a good looking ship. Looks pretty long. Long enough. If you make your ships too long, depending on if you really care what they look like on the outside, if you're really into boats, if they're too long, it kind of just looks wrong. Like this boat, it's too thin, too long, and it'd just tip over if it would actually, to be real. So, I mean, try to make your boats realistic if you really care. So now you're gonna want to kind of make some sort of curve like that, so it's not just going straight up like this, because that wouldn't look too good. So I'm gonna make a curve like this, and then what you're pretty much wanting to do is you have your little L like this. You can see an L. So you're gonna wanna build like that and pretty much just fill in that gap where there's no blocks. So now it looks like this. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. I don't really know how to describe it, so make of it what you will. And you do that to the next one. And like that. Now you can make it a little bit better looking by doing this. So I'm actually gonna do that. Just destroy that block, replace it. There we go. Maybe I'll do it there too. There we go, that looks nice. So it's also here, I wanted to say that you're gonna wanna expand. When you're building the sides here, you're gonna wanna expand the boat to pretty much how big, how wide you want it. Because after you kind of surface from the water, making the boat bigger, it doesn't look too good in my opinion. But because it's a small boat, I'm not gonna make it too big. What I like to do here is just kind of leave the end open, because there's a lot of things you can do at the end. So I'm just gonna do that for now. And as always, practice makes perfect. I mean, the first boat I ever built definitely wasn't the best looking. If I can get, I have a backup of an old one of my first boats that I built. Maybe 10 likes on the video, and I'll find that backup, because it's somewhere on one of my USB drives, one of my backups. So yeah, you have 5 likes, and I'll show that boat. Alright, so for the end here, I'm gonna make kind of like just kind of an end there, but you can also do something like this. You can also do something like this, but then it kind of looks like you could drive that way, or go that way. So I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to leave it flat. But on other boats like this, on bigger boats, I like to make them kind of curved. Or like this, kind of like a flat curve, so it's not too sharp like the front of the boat. Alright, so now that we got it all dry and got our base here, I'm going to pick a color to make the top out of. I'm gonna go orange, because the last time I made an orange boat was literally the first boat I made on this world. So let's do it. There's also a lot you can do with the front here. As you can see, I kind of rounded the front where it was a little more blunt towards the beginning. As you can see, I just did a little diagonal, then like a 2-block diagonal, then a 3-ish block diagonal, and I pretty much just went from there. You can also add, extra things to the boat too, like, what I did here. You can always get creative with your boats. Just don't, you don't just want to make one specific type of boat, style of boat. So, here we go. I like this orange, it kind of pops. So, I'm going to build it 3 blocks tall. I always say that it's good to make the structure of the boat that's above the water a little bit taller than what's below the water. So I am going to do that, but I like to build up in 3-block increments at 3-block heights. So I'll move on to getting it higher. Just, I'm going to do this first. Alright, I'm going to make it 5 blocks tall. Actually, I am going to make it 4 blocks tall just because of awkward heights. So when you are deciding the height of your ship, don't forget to, while you're in this stage where it's kind of empty, consider how you're going to build the boat. Because boats are pretty much made of layers. If I go to spectator here, you can see all these boats are made of layers. This one isn't finished. This one, you can see there's layer 1, there's a top deck, layer 2, which is kind of, in here, and then layer 3. This isn't really a good example. Let me find one. Here we go. Right here. There's layer 1, which is on top, layer 2, which is down here, then you got layer 3 right here, and layer 4, which is like the boilers and the engines. Another example is over here. There's layer 1 on top, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and layer 5. And one more, layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. So the boat's pretty much always made up of layers. So you want to decide where those layers are going to go. So let's say I make a layer here, and then the roof is there, so we got a 4-block tall jumping space, which is always good. Then down here in the boiler room, you also have plenty of space to make little boilers. So just don't forget to consider that, because sometimes I have forgotten to consider something like that, and I have had to make very cramped spaces. And making a boat is, half the fun of making the boat is really just deciding what you're going to do with your boat, because there's a lot you can do with these boats. There's a lot of creativity you can add. I'm just doing a standard kind of boat, no outside decorations, but you can always change the color around, do multicolor ships. I don't have any multicolor ships here, but I have some screenshots of an old multicolor ship that I made on a copy of this world. I made it as a downloadable file, and that's why I built it on a different version of the world. Alright, now for the deck. I'm gonna go with birch planks for the deck. I personally like spruce planks for most of the decks. Like here, they're almost always spruce. And over here, spruce. I just like spruce because it has that dark kind of color. But the first boat I built was actually oak. But I personally don't like oak just because it's this kind of plain brown deck. So you can either have a bright deck or a kind of darker one, but I don't prefer oak. So for now, I'm gonna go with the birch, because I think a dark oak just wouldn't match the palette of what we have here. So, and birch is also very close to orange. It's kind of like the birch color is kind of like a very whitened orange. Alright, now that we have this flat deck. So, I personally don't like flat decks, so I'm going to make a little, kind of like a raise right there. As you can see, I would like to do them. There's one here. There's pretty much one on every ship. There's this one here. It's right there. It's right over there. Right there. This one doesn't really have one, but here you can definitely see it. Kind of raises up. Also there, that one's kind of a small one. So I'm gonna do this. Maybe this. Or I'll go with a slab, because I don't want to make it too high. Now, railings are always good. You don't necessarily always need railings, but I'm gonna put some. Yeah, a bar for now. Just plain old bars. They're perfectly good to use. Sometimes I use walls, like right there. Sometimes I use fences, like over there. But I do use bars sometimes when I feel necessary. Like on the warship over there, I use bars. Alright, now we have these bars. Let's make our captain's area, where, you steer the ship. So, I like to make this out of the base color as some sort of gray. Usually always make it out of gray or white, so let's stick with the theme. So, I'll make a back kind of area we can go out, maybe take a break. Which means I can kind of destroy some of these bars here. Oh, don't want to destroy the ship. But you don't want it to take up the entire length of the boat. So I personally like to have it take up about a third, maybe 2/3 of the boat. So this is a little too short, but this is good right here. Okay, yeah, this will be great. So it takes about 2/3, but not all of it. Always leave the front and the back open. Sometimes the area is all the way in the back, so you know there's the entire front, and then sometimes there's two kind of areas. There's that one right there, and there's also that one over there. So again, it just depends on how you make the boat. You know, gotta get creative. It's almost like building a little house on the boat. So you're gonna want to make some way to get in. So I'm gonna have it be like that, and then make a door. Let's have it be a birch door. I'm actually gonna go with a oak door. It's always good to have a little bit of difference there. All right. Now you're gonna want some sort of glass. It can be tinted glass, or it could just be clear, or any color really. And then of course, some sort of instruments to steer. So I always like to use levers and buttons. So maybe some levers there, button there. Maybe something like that. Beautiful. So you can pretty much put whatever you want here. I'm gonna add another door there. Just like that. I like the sunset. And then of course, some way to have light. So I'm going to put a lamp here. I'm actually gonna get a log, a strip log here, and put our lamp on that. There we go. Now after this, I'm gonna put a little table, and then on this table, we can have maybe actually not a barrel. Let's put an item frame. Let's put a glowing item frame with a map. Empty map. Alright, let's fill this map. Let's go to the middle here. And boop, map. Alright, now we have a map. Maybe I'll make it over here some. There we go. Actually, I'm liking this map more. So, here we are. Right on this little boat that we just made. So, let's put our glowing item frame here. Let's put our button here. And let's put our map. And then maybe we can have another map right here. Actually, maybe I'll make another map here. I'm gonna try to see what I can get. Okay, this isn't too bad. Let's make one more. Right there. So to me personally, this boat looks a little stubby, but you can always fix that. Alright, there we go. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was just rotating it by accident. Alright, perfect. Let's actually get rid of that. Put it there. Nah, that's okay. I'll just put it there. Alright. So, this is our boat. And this is our little map. Now maybe we'll make another table there. And here we can put little flowery pot. Let's get a pot. And let's get a flower. And I passed them. How did I pass them? Let's get a poppy. There we go. Little poppy. And then maybe I'll have some windows looking out there. Perfect. Alright, we got this place kind of decorated. Let's turn it nighttime. So this is what it looks like. You want this off? There we go. That looks really good. Alright, let's get a, let's probably get another source of light. And rods are always cool. I'll have that there. There we go. Alright. So we have this. You can put lighting there if you want, and also at the back, but I'm not going to. Actually, I changed my mind. Yes, I am. Alright, let's get some sensors. And let's put them there. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, there. And there. Then we can always do that. And, oops, that. Alright. Maybe I'll do it in the back too. Right, now we need some way to get down. So I'm going to use a ladder because stairs would be a little cramped. I'll put a ladder there. And then here's where you kind of want to make your second layer here. Now, a big problem can usually be bats. They always get in the way. So a nice command to get rid of your bats is /kill, add E, then do that and type equals bat. There we go. Now they all died. There's 15 bats in the map. Wow. So you can also type that into a command block and put it on repeat so, bats can't live. But I personally don't run into them that often, so I haven't really done that. Okay, now we're going to continue our ladder down. And now let's make a small hallway. So we have this kind of area. I'll make a hallway like this. And then here will be our rooms. There's only going to be a couple because this boat is so small. But here we go. Let's see how big we want to make them. 3 blocks, that's not bad. Divisor in the middle there. There we go. So there's 2 rooms, each with 3 blocks. Each with 9 blocks. So we can have a little bit of lighting here, like that, to kind of indicate whether the room is in use, or if someone's sleeping there. And we'll get a door. You don't want anyone to look through your door, so obviously I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna do that. Does this affect the door? Yeah, it does. That's okay. Alright. And then we can have some sort of storage here. I'm gonna add chest barrel. I'll have a barrel there. A couple more barrels and a chest. There we go. And then we'll have a lamp like that. Perfect. Why is the lighting broken? There we go. Oh, why is this not on? Now we can decorate our rooms using glass. I'm going to add a bed. I'll add a white bed. chests, and then trap doors. Now the reason for the trap doors is, you'll see in a sec. So we'll add a bed there, a chest there, and glass there so you can look out. But if you don't want light coming in, or people in other boats staring at you, you can have trapdoors. Now, they won't block any light, but they will block visibility. So I'm actually going to leave those open for now. And then same thing in the other room. There we go. And just with there. Perfect. So now you can also have another ladder going down, and here we go. Now we'll add another lamp, and if we always want it to be on, we can add a redstone block, but there's not really much room for a redstone block, so I'm gonna give myself a debug stick. Where is it? There it is. Debug stick. Here we go, and we're just gonna turn that on. There we go. Alright, now we need bulkheads, so if water ever got in, like this, it wouldn't go to the next room. So, I'll do that, and then I'll add iron doors. Like that, and we'll make a button. There we go. So we'll do this, and this is the front of the boat, so this is alright, so we need some sort of light, but that's okay, we'll get that. I'm gonna get a campfire, and I'm going to get some gray concrete, which is darker than light gray concrete, obviously. So I'm gonna do that. I'll make 2 boilers, enough for 2 boilers. Maybe 3. There we go. And then we'll make another bulkhead there. There we go. There we go. Alright, and then you're gonna wanna do this. And then make an exact copy over on the other side. Add some coal. Way to fuel the fire. And then there we go, we got a small boiler room. And then I like to kind of channel the smoke like this, or channel the heat. And then, oops. You go through these 2. And then, like this into, presumably, a small engine. So, I like to make engines yellow. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Yellow engine. So, obviously, this is interfering with our ladder, so I'll find something to do with that. For now, yellow engine like this. And then, yellow engine produces spinny gears that spin, propellers. But there's only going to be 1 propeller because we don't have enough room for 2 propellers. So, do that. And then for propellers, I like to add stairs. I like to add these kind of stairs. And we have this, and like that. Just like that. Alright. We're also going to need a rudder. So you're going to want to make something like this. Here, make it black. Alright. Then we have a rudder going like this. And there we go. Maybe I'll make it like this. There we go. Alright. And that's basically it. So I'm going to have to find something to do with this. So I think instead of coming in here. They're gonna come in over here somehow. But you know what I can do? Right here. I can start here. Get rid of that, and then add a ladder there. Perfect. Then we'll add a, what a light. Or a shroom light. Shroom lights are cool. Just like that. Alright, there we go. We can't go. There we go. Perfect. So that's our little boat. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.